Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm doing another update on the Mamey Sapote, or Shofeda as it's called in Bengali. This was a fruiting tree that I brought back from Bangladesh. It's a lovely fruiting tree. Unfortunately for me, there was a lot of dieback it suffered, and the actual I should say the grafted area completely died off. I have done a couple of videos on this, so if you want to have a look, I will perhaps put those in a playlist so it'll be easier to find. Maybe put it under the heading of Sapote, and then you can see what's happened to it. And the last video I did on this was in last month, so it's been a month since I've done an update, and we are sort of heading to mid-November, so definitely heading towards winter, and day length is a lot shorter now here in the UK, so I don't expect a lot of progress to have been made, but hopefully it's not died back completely. So I'll take this cloche off, and this is what I've used to keep moisture in, and I've repotted it into orchid bark. So the last video it was in the water tank, and it was just to keep it hydrated. It didn't produce any new roots, but whilst it was in there, it did start to develop these tiny little buds on the trunk, and this is what I showed on the last video. And what I'm going to show you today is has there been any progress since then? Well, a tiny bit of progress has been made. So I'll just put my hand there. This bud was a lot smaller. It's grown a couple of millimeters, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, so not a massive amount of progress, but bear in mind it's alive, and it's definitely trying to grow. So slow progress, but progress nonetheless. The two buds that were below are still there, and it's actually produced another bud further up. So this is the area where the dieback started, and so I had to cut that bit off. So that was the graft, and this rootstock area, I'll just turn it around, that has now developed a little bud right there, just where the join, where you can see, I think they call it a cleft graft, and I've left that like that. I've not bothered to tidy that bit up. I've just let it I don't want to poke around in there and maybe introduce more bacteria into the rootstock. But there's a bud there, and yeah, so it seems further up the stem you go, the better the progress. So I am pleased. That's definitely, because I've had a look back on that video a month ago, and this has definitely got a little bit bigger, and so I can't wait really, until, well, I'll have to wait. I've no choice. Hopefully it will get through the winter fine. What I'm doing is putting it under the grow lights for a few hours in the evening, so as soon as it gets dark, it's taken off this windowsill and I put it under the grow lights. And this orchid bark, I put it in, taking it out of the water tank. It was keeping it alive, however there were no new roots developing, so I thought I'll put it in the orchid bark, let's see what happens. So this has been, actually since the last video, I decided then to change it. I think it's 3 weeks now, so about a week after that video I put it in this orchid bark, and I water this once a week, and the water goes straight through. So I flood this area so it's kept nice and moist. So this orchid bark is moist, and it's got lots of air pockets, so you know it's important that the roots have access to air as well as water, you know, moisture. So that's the update, and let me know what you think in the comments box below. For anyone who's trying to grow tropical trees in the UK or in a northern climate, indoor growers like me, and having similar problems, you know, it's just to say don't give up. You know, try what you can just to keep these alive. I'm sure I think it's worth it. Hopefully this will get through the winter and we'll have some more growth, you know, towards the spring. So thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.